Jonas stood alone in the dusty attic, bathed in slanted rays of afternoon sunlight. It was the third day after his grandmother's funeral, the only person left in his family who had ever called him the child with Leo's eyes. He had never known who Leo was. Among faded photographs and piles of decaying books, he found an old wooden chest, rusted at the lock. On the lid, barely legible in worn handwriting, were the words, Pharrell. Pharrell. Something in his gut told him there was something important inside. It took him nearly the entire afternoon to break the lock. When the lid creaked open, a cloud of dust billowed out, and Jonas coughed. Then he froze. Inside was a bundle of handwritten letters tied with a ribbon, a leather-bound journal, and a black and white photo. His grandmother, young, standing beside a young German soldier, their hands clasped tightly, their eyes holding a world of unspoken secrets. Jonas returned to his room, sitting in silence for hours as he read each letter. The faded ink belonged to a man named Leo, writing to a woman named Anna, his grandmother. I don't know if you'll ever read this letter, but tonight I'll leave the barracks. I can't keep fighting for something my heart no longer believes in. If they catch me, I won't return. He kept reading, each line peeling back a layer of his grandmother's soul he had never known. A buried love, a silent rebellion, and a painful choice made just to survive. After the war, she had married another man, Jonas's grandfather, and never once mentioned the name Leo again. Jonas couldn't stop thinking about the man, a young soldier who deserted to preserve his humanity. A love never written into history, a secret kept for a lifetime. He decided to find Leo. From the letters, Jonas traced the steps to a small town near the Austrian border. There, he met an elderly woman named Margarethi, owner of a quiet cafe. When Jonas mentioned the name Leo, she fell silent for a moment, then disappeared into her home. She returned with an old photograph. Leo young, eyes full of quiet sorrow. He was my father, she said. He never said much about the war, just kept a journal. And this picture. Jonas opened his backpack, pulling out the photograph he had found in the chest. Margarethi's hands trembled as she took it, her eyes blurred with tears. So, your grandmother was the woman my father once loved? Yes, and I think she never forgot him. The two sat by the window as the sun dipped low, bathing the past in gold. They shared fragmented memories. A woman who waited in fear for letters, a man who deserted the war to keep a promise of love. Jonas left the town the next day. Before he departed, Margarethi gave him Leo's journal, the last piece of a soul left untold. Back in Berlin, Jonas sat beside his grandmother's grave, gently placing the journal and the final letter into the earth. You lived your whole life in silence, but I think I understand now. Your love didn't die. It just waited for someone brave enough to tell its story. He left the cemetery with a heart strangely lighter, as if he had just returned a memory to the one who truly deserved it. Epilogue. The old chest in the attic didn't just hold letters. It held a story never told, a love never acknowledged, and truths buried deep beneath history. Jonas realized he wasn't just a descendant. He was a bridge, a witness to a love that had outlived war, time, and even death. And sometimes, listening to the past is how we truly find ourselves.